Hey, everybody. 7 Minute Health Chat with Robin and Kim. We are so happy. Can't you tell? We are talking all about happiness today because this month is Happiness Happens Month. And if you're friends with me on social media, you know I've been sharing since day one different quotes about happiness. And then along with that, some TED Talks, some podcasts, some book recommendations, things like that about happiness. And the reason I did this is so funny because happiness is my word for 2022.
Yes.
So coincidentally, right? And it wasn't because I was unhappy because I was in a lot of pain with some health issues. So I think that's where I knew that I needed more happiness, right? But I think the whole world needs more happiness after the last couple of years that we've had. So
Yep.
I wanted more people to feel happy and myself to feel happy, which leads me to happiness. I have found from researching all these podcasts and books and things like that, that happiness is a very scientific thing, the way that it happens in our body. And that's why I think so many of us struggle with it. We think, and this is a quote, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. And we think
I love
there
that.
is something out there that's going to make us happy. And Kim and I were talking earlier, and like, Kim, what were the couple examples you gave about you think things are going to
Oh,
make you happy?
right, right. You think, if I just lose those last 5 or 10 pounds, I'm going to be happy. If I get that job, I'm going to be happy. If this happens, then I'm going to be happy. But really,
Right.
happiness brings the success, and being happy first is key.
Yes.
And
And then
then
when
as
then you're happy, the whole world seems happy. And
right, and
it's
then you're
like
not saying
it's
right,
contagious.
and then
Happiness
you're
is
not
contagious.
exactly. You're not putting a condition on it.
Right. Right. So I thought that was interesting when Kim and I, we were just kind of chatting before we started. So here's where I'm going to go with my happiness. And we both have two different things that we want to talk about. So what I'm going to talk about is several years ago, I read a book from Gretchen Rubin, and it's called The Happiness Project. And then it came up again when I was doing some research for these quotes that I've been sharing. And she was in a podcast. And so they brought it back up again. And what it is the Happiness Project was she felt that she needed to add, she wasn't like unhappy, but she felt she needed to bring more happiness. And so she wanted to think of like, I think it was 10 things that she could do for a year every day that would make her happier because she wanted to build consistency, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, I do remember that book being that way. So I'm going to tell you guys 3 things that I plan to bring into my life consistently for the rest of the year from here on out. And I have been doing a couple of them, but and it's 3 things that I just feel like bring me joy and make me happy. And the first one is because I've simplified my life, my husband and I downsized, it was a struggle, but I have searched for happiness. And one of the happy things that I do is sitting on my new front porch, reading a book and having my morning coffee. And that just makes me so happy. It brings me joy. It makes me feel stressed less. So that's number one. Number two is my children, spending quality time with my children, which when your children leave and you're empty nesters like Kim and I, you know how valuable that is when you are with them. Not just to like sit there and not speak or talk about the weather. I really want to have quality time with my boys because it brings me so much joy. And then the third thing is having authentic friendships, which is like what Kim and I have. And what that means is it's like-minded people. You don't have to worry about saying something that's going to be taken wrong or jealousy or um, anything like that. I love authentic friendships. And because friendships can be brutal. You can give 110%. We've probably all been there, and you thought things were good, and then you're like, whoa, what happened here? And that's why, like with Kim, and then like I have a couple new friends in my neighborhood that are amazing, and I feel like I can be like just my authentic self with, and that makes me happy. So those are my three things. Kim,
Yeah.
I do want to know your three things, but you go
Yeah.
ahead and talk about yours.
And just to talk about that last one, you're talking about community is huge. And that's what we
Yeah.
kind of lost in the last 2 years that, we're
Right.
getting back. But anyway, community
Yeah.
is big. But yeah, I was thinking about this. My top three things that bring me happiness. Number one is my family. And like Robin said, when your kids are growing and out of the house, we have 4 kids all over the country, spread out from east to west. And so when we get together with them, it is like precious time. It's such a blast. I mean, we have so many laughs. If you've got little kids now, let me tell you, it is a blast when they become adults. It is really fun.
It is.
But that time is precious together. But good thing technology keeps us closer than, so we're still in touch. But, and then number 2, it's like, here's what I find happiness is for me though, I want to say, it's finding joy in the passion of what I want to do, of what I like doing. And so number 2 fits us really well because I love teaching fitness classes. I love educating on, talking about nutritional things as well, how to live better, how to age better. And I find that makes me happy teaching and talking about that stuff. And then number 3 is like, I find an immense amount of joy when someone tells me, Kim, you changed my life. It's like, that is just something that I can't, and money can't buy that. And I just
Right.
Feel very, very, very fortunate and very grateful, for that. But so those are my 3
Yeah.
things. So I want to
Yeah,
talk about,
those are awesome.
thank you. I want to talk about this book that Robin had a book and I got one. This is called The Happiness Advantage by Shawn Achor. And I actually read this about 3 years ago, and it talks about how a positive brain fuels success in work and life. And he talked about like how when you're happy to start with, it just flows out into all areas of your life, in your work, in your relationships, you're a better employee. And if you're a business owner and you have happy employees, everything just goes well, so much better at work. He has a lot of examples in here. And we can change our brain. Our brain has neuroplasticity, meaning it has the capacity to change and to grow and develop and reorganize things. So think about people who've had brain injury, they've been able to come back from that. But, we can do that with happiness as well. Cultivating a positive mindset, finding, and I'm not saying to look at the world with rose-colored glasses, but to find positivity and opportunity and about wherever you go, because you can find it.
Yep.
It's there.
It's everywhere.
Yep.
It is.
So anyway, and I think I know I'm a very positive person anyway, Robin, you are too.
Yeah.
And so that helps. But yeah, and I would recommend this book. I'll post it. You got your book. I'll post it in the comments. To talk about that. So I think we're like probably over.
Yeah, we're a little bit over, but that's okay. I also have like a couple podcasts that I listen to that I'll post in the comments too. But seriously, guys, we would love to hear your top 3. So put them in the comments. Let us know, because you never know who's reading or looking at your stuff, and they may look at that and say, oh, what a great idea. That would bring me happiness too. And you never know who you're helping out. So
yeah,
anyway,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
So be happy.
Yes. Don't worry. Be happy.
Be happy.
Have a great day. And
Right.
we will see you next week with a special guest. And guys, don't miss, because it's going to be a blast.
Yeah. All right.
All right. See you later, Kim. Bye-bye.